There's a war going on, and most people sleep right through it. It's not fought with weapons, not with armies, but with choices. Silent choices. Invisible battles. The kind that take place in the space between your alarm clock and your destiny. Because every morning when your eyes open, the world is already asking you, who are you going to be today? Will you be the architect of your life or a passive witness to it? That moment, before the sun rises, before the world wakes up, before the noise, the emails, the demands, that's where everything begins. Not when the clock strikes, no, not when it's convenient, not when you feel ready, but now, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the dark. The average person hits snooze and rolls back into comfort. But the extraordinary person rises, not because it's easy, but because it's time. Time to take responsibility. Time to take control. Time to win the first battle of the day. And make no mistake, how you greet your morning is how you greet your life. You don't become great in the spotlight. You become great in the shadows. When no one is watching, and the only person you're accountable to is the one in the mirror. Edison didn't invent the light bulb by accident. Carnegie didn't build empires by reacting to the world. Ford didn't mass-produce success by checking his phone first thing in the morning. They all understood one universal truth. The morning is sacred. The morning is where the becoming begins. So, let me ask you something. Are you drifting or are you designing? The truth is, most people don't lose their dreams in one big moment. They lose them slowly, silently, every time they choose comfort over purpose. Every time they say, just, and 5 more minutes. Every time they wake up into reaction instead of rising with intention. But you have a choice. You can rise with clarity, or you can rise in chaos. You can own your day, or let your day own you. And I'm here to tell you this. The quality of your life will never rise higher than the quality of your mornings. Because success isn't an event, it's a pattern, it's a rhythm. It's a sequence of sacred habits repeated with fierce consistency. And that rhythm starts before the sun, before the notifications, before the world has a chance to shape your energy, your focus, your belief. You must shape it yourself. You must protect that hour like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your discipline, your confidence, your clarity, your vision, they are all born in that space between sleep and sunrise. So if you wake up and immediately grab your phone, scroll through distractions, flood your mind with noise, you're not just losing time. You're handing over your power. You're letting other people's priorities write your story. And that is no way to build a life worth living. When you win the morning, you reclaim authorship of your own narrative. You pick up the pen and say, this is what I will become. This is where I am going. This is how I will live. That is the power of a morning ritual. It's not about routines. It's about identity, because every habit you perform at sunrise is casting a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. Do you want to be disciplined? Wake up before comfort tells you to. Do you want to be focused? Start your day in silence before the world begs for your attention. Do you want to be intentional? Write your goals down before anyone else writes your schedule. This is where vision is forged. You see, the mind is most pliable in the morning. It's like fresh clay, unshaped, unspoiled by the world. That's the moment to mold it, to fill it with truth, with gratitude, with purpose, not with panic, not with social media, not with the stress of unread messages. Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But here's the part they often forget. The mind must be trained to believe. It must be conditioned to conceive greatness. And that training happens when your will is stronger than your excuses. Your first win of the day is not a paycheck. It's not a meeting. It's not a sale. It's the quiet, powerful decision to rise, to act, before the world demands you to, because the man who wins the morning owns the mental high ground. He doesn't need to react, because he's already decided. He's already built his fortress of focus, his shield of gratitude, his sword of discipline, while others were still choosing dreams over destiny. And I know the bed is warm. The pillow is soft. The covers feel like home. But that comfort, It's a trap dressed in cotton. It's the enemy of growth, because you can't reach new heights by staying where it's safe. Greatness begins with getting uncomfortable, especially when it's inconvenient. So the question isn't, can you wake up early? The question is, can you honor your future more than your feelings? Because there will always be a reason to stay in bed, but there will only ever be one reason to get up. You're not done becoming yet. You're not done building. You're not done rising. And that rise begins right now. So rise. Not because you feel like it, but because your future is waiting for you, and it's growing tired of waiting. Understand this. Belief isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, brick by brick, thought by thought, morning by morning. Belief is a muscle, and like every muscle, it only grows when it's pushed, stretched, tested. When you do the thing you promised yourself you would do, even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching. Show me a person who keeps promises to themselves, and I'll show you a person with unshakable confidence. You show me someone who waits until they feel ready, and I'll show you someone who spends their life waiting. The mind doesn't follow what you say, it follows what you do. And if every morning you choose progress over excuses, clarity over chaos, direction over delay, then your mind will start to believe you. Your life will start to bend in your direction. That's the true power of belief. It's not mystical, it's mechanical. You don't need to hope you'll become better. You need to prove it to yourself. Daily. Write down your goals before the sun rises. Read words that sharpen you. Move your body before it gives you permission. Breathe in silence before the world tries to suffocate you with noise. This is not self-help. This is self-respect, and that's what most people miss. They think discipline is punishment. It's not. Discipline is the most radical form of self-love you will ever know. Because when you practice discipline, you're telling yourself, I am worthy of this effort. I am worth the fight. I am not here to drift. I am here to dominate my lane, to sculpt my mind, to train my emotions, to forge a life that echoes beyond me. Let me tell you something no one says loud enough. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your patterns, and your patterns are shaped. In the morning, that's when the foundation is poured. And if you pour it with haste, distraction, and indecision, don't be surprised when the house of your life collapses. In the storms. But if you pour it with clarity, with focus, with quiet fire, then your day becomes a fortress. Not perfect, but solid, unshakable, rooted in truth, not trends, because the morning gives you a gift the rest of the world cannot. Alignment. Not with what others expect from you, but with what your soul demands of you. And the truth is, most people are afraid of that kind of alignment. Because once you align with your true values, your true purpose, your true voice, you can no longer hide behind distraction. You can no longer claim you didn't know. You can no longer play small and blame someone else. But the person who wins, the morning, steps into alignment like armor, and from that place, life bends. Opportunities begin to appear. Not because they weren't there before, but because your vision was fogged by fatigue, your confidence buried under clutter, your identity hidden beneath other people's priorities. But when you protect the first hour, you clear the fog. You remember what you're here for. You remember that you are not just a body moving through obligation. You are a soul on a mission to become something more, something bolder, something that the world hasn't seen yet. That mission doesn't begin with grand gestures. It begins with one decision, to rise with purpose before the world gives you a reason not to. Listen, clarity doesn't arrive like lightning. It's carved like marble, slowly, deliberately. And your morning is your chisel. Every page you read, every thought you journal, every breath you take in silence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself. You are not just living, you are building. You are sculpting the character that can carry the weight of the life you say you want. So don't rush through your morning. Don't treat it like a formality. Treat it like sacred ground. Because the mind you build in those first moments becomes the weapon you carry for the rest of the day. And I'm telling you right now, the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people who are rooted in purpose. People who don't just talk about their dreams, they chase them in the dark before the spotlight ever finds them. People who don't just react, they create. People who don't just wish, they wake. Because when you win the morning, you become the kind of person who doesn't wait for life to happen. You happen to life, you speak, and the world takes shape around your voice. You act, and momentum begins to build. You rise, and others feel it. You want to be a leader? Start at sunrise. Lead yourself. You want confidence? Start at sunrise. Keep your word. You want transformation? Start at sunrise. Kill the old self and birth the new one. There is no shortcut, but there is a path, and it starts where the world is quiet and you are loud with conviction.